So, you're in the process of hiring an agency, or you're considering hiring one for the future. Well, I've been able to connect with a lot of people who run agencies or have hired agencies before, some better than others. So because of this, I want to share with you the top things you need to look at before hiring a digital marketing agency. In a world today when there are thousands of digital marketing agencies, and you probably have around several agencies messaging you daily, how do you tell the difference if one is good or bad? I've actually spoken with business owners who've lost thousands working with the wrong agency. One of them hired an agency that promised everything, big ROAS, fast results, but after 2 months, there was no leads, no strategy, and no accountability. It turned out the agency was outsourcing everything overseas with no real oversight. And that's why I'm sharing this, so you can avoid those situations completely. A lot of agencies today are still doing guesswork and have no strategy, which is going to cost you both time and money. That's why, in addition to this video, I've created a free script of questions you should ask before signing anything, and I've dropped the link in the description to the drive with the doc that you can use. Basically, if they answer them clearly, then that's a green flag. If they can dodge or they can't explain anything, then you should walk away. In this video, I'm going to break down the 3 key red or green flags to look at before hiring any digital marketing agency, and a few bonus signs at the end that could save you from a very expensive mistake. Red flag number 1, no real value in the conversation across any of the meetings. Now let's be clear. The first meeting is usually just a get to know you kind of thing. You're seeing if there's an alignment, if they understand your business, and ultimately they're going to be asking the questions, and that's completely normal. But by the second or third meeting, if you still haven't seen a tailored strategy or at least a high-level roadmap for your digital growth, then that's where you have a real problem. A good agency should be able to tell you what direction they want to take you in, what platform and strategy makes sense for your brand, what the first 30 to 90 days might look like, and ultimately how they plan to get you from A to B. Even if it's not hyper detailed yet, you should walk away with at least some sort of clarity and not being confused in the process. They should be giving you at least a logical answer to your why questions. If their strategy is to use TikTok ads, ask why. If it's Google, Meta, Pinterest, anything they use, ask why. And even their strategies with those platforms. If their answer is logical and it makes sense, then that is a green flag. But if their answer isn't clear, try to keep digging and try to find out the real reason. If they can't give you a straight up answer, then that is a red flag. Because if they still can't give you an idea of the strategy after 2 or 3 meetings, that likely means they don't have a strategy. And when they have no strategy, they're just winging it. And that's not strategy at the end of the day, that's just an expensive version of trial and error. Red flag number 2, and that is no data-driven thinking behind what they say and no ability to project forward. Now let's be real. If an agency tells you in the first meeting that they're going to get you a 4.37 ROAS or a specific set of leads in month 1, this is an automatic red flag. Because the truth is, even if you have niche experience and past results, no agency can predict exact numbers in the first month, especially if they're just learning about your brand, your audience, and your offer. At the end of the day, every business is different and unique, so don't get annoyed by this. They can't predict the first month. They aren't fortune tellers and they definitely aren't wizards, but they should be able to by at least the second or third month. What smart agencies do in month 1 is collect high quality data. They'll test, they'll analyze, and they'll start building a foundation for the next 90 to 100 days. And that's completely normal. They're going to want to build a long-term relationship with you, and this step is ultimately crucial to enforce it. What isn't normal is having testing as the main strategy and hoping the algorithm saves them, because without a funnel structure or some sort of plan to guide your customer from A to B, then they don't know what they're doing. So don't expect perfect numbers right away, but you should expect a logical, experience-backed estimate. For example, here's a reasonable range for ROAS after 30 days based on the data collected, or this is what we can predict your total revenue can reach month by month. So if they give you no projections at all, no benchmarks, no idea of what success could look like, then that is a huge red flag. Because if they've done it before, they should know the pattern. And if they don't, again, they're guessing. And guessing is what's going to lose you money. Red flag number 3, no track record, no proof, and no real results. If an agency is confident in what they do, they're going to have real client wins, before and after metrics, testimonials, Case studies. And the best agencies will actually be eager and willing to show you all the case studies they have. And if they can't or won't show results, then why should you trust them with your budget? One of the biggest reasons you hire an agency is to reduce the risk, right? So if they can't give you the confidence through some sort of proof, it means that you're going to take on more risk, not less. Even newer agencies should have some sort of internal case studies or some sort of personal project examples that they can point to. Also, what you need to look out for when you ask for a screenshot or proof, make sure it's an actual case study and not just a screenshot of results. There has to be some sort of before and after, and it's okay if the brand name they've worked with isn't there. It's very common for there to be some sort of NDA signed, and it's harder to get the green light to use the business as a case study. But if they have it, then obviously all the better to trust them. Here's the bonus section, and here are a few subtle signs that you need to watch out for. Be very attentive to detail in the first meeting. In the first meeting, the agency should be asking questions about you, and not just any boring questions, actual tailored smart questions about your business model and your goals, because they're going to use this to make the tailored strategy plan for you later. If they don't ask questions, and a lot of them, then how are they going to make a strategy plan for you? Also, be careful if they overpromise. If they say things like, we guarantee you 10x in 30 days, or anything that sounds quite random, then most likely they're just doing this to get you hyped up. If they do say this, pay special attention to their strategy, because if something seems too good to be true, then it usually isn't. So before you sign anything, make sure to download the free list of questions I've linked below and use it in your next agency meeting. It will instantly reveal whether they're a good fit for you and know what they're doing, or if they're just winging it. If they answer with clarity, confidence, and logic, then great, you've found a good match. But if they're vague, they're hesitant, or they focus more on pitching you with no real plan towards you, then you should walk away. Hiring a high-quality agency should reduce your stress and bring you results. It shouldn't increase your stress, introduce risk, some sort of confusion, or ultimately make you have an expensive mistake. So take your time, ask better questions, pay attention to the strategy and predictions, and never settle for an agency that guesses. If this video helped, please leave a like, drop any questions in the comment that I'll respond to you, and subscribe for more content just like this. And I'll see you in the next one.